Oh boy. Welcome, guys. Of all the things I was trying to do this morning, got some of the cable wiring got all kind of pear-shaped. So let's see if I can get the pen open next, because I forgot to do that. So basically what happened was, Rusty likes to sit on my Mac Mini, and the wires, some of the cords are like really, really poorly done, and they get unplugged, which has a habit of knocking me offline. And that's the reason why every time he lays his fat butt on my computer, I have to go do a full diagnostics. And when I do the full diagnostics, of course, I've always find a whole bunch of hard-to-reach cables unplugged, which frustrates the heck out of me, as you can guess. So I end up getting through, and I keep saying to myself is, listen, when are you going to ever do the right thing and finally fix the darn plugs so the cat can't keep knocking you offline? And that's a good question, because I might have to do that this afternoon somehow. Well, for right now, it looks like we're working for the time being. That's a good thing. So let's. The problem is the camera wire that comes from the studio in the other room. The coaxial cable has separated some time ago from the BNC connector, and we need to fix that and put a whole new BNC connector on it and recrimp it all over again. Lovely. Wanted to bring up an issue that Blazing Leo and I were talking very, very briefly about last night. We didn't talk long because it was late. We had a great night show, and the video seems a little sketchy. How does this seem a little sketchy? It looks okay on my side. At least the picture's stable. And if you want to see sketchy, you should see the other camera. I mean, the Mac, I mean, the one in the studio in the other room. But yeah, I've got to fix this one too, because it's also a composite video. So I'll have to go ahead and do some work on it. My back is going to love me. Maybe I can put the Mac Mini where the laser printer is, and put the laser printer where there's an old extra keyboard sitting on the bottom tier shelf, the white shelf that's in next to the desk here. But that means that getting some things might be a little bit difficult, but can't be any worse than well, it pixelates anyway, because it's 640 by 360 anyway. Come check out our web store. At least we're streaming at 926 kilobits per second, which is normal for us. Maybe at the beginning of the show was a little pixelated, because okay, that's when we came up with panel. No, not yet. But it's working. I gotta work on it this afternoon. We're supposed to get into play some World of Warcraft as well this afternoon, so on Total WoW. And it's QEQ is the link. QEQ, quite educated and quirky. And so the first question what came up last night before we ended abruptly so the cat didn't potentially knock us offline, which he didn't. Because I ended it before he even did anything, is we noticed that sometimes in the morning shows we have a great viewer audience, and some days it's not there. Right now it's normal time, We got 14 viewers. We've had shows where we've had up to 30, 35 viewers. And I have heard from the past that there are people that keeps telling their friends, don't subscribe to Michelle's show, don't be on Michelle's show, don't watch Michelle's show. And I don't know if that's still the case or not, but I'm just curious if anybody knows what's going on, because I am curious. I certainly see a lot of after replays after the show's over, so maybe it's because everybody's going back to work or everybody's working with their family. So it's not like the total replays of the show are not there, because they are. I'm talking about the live audience, the ones that sit in the warm seats. So the panel's open like usual, and I also did tweak the sound on the microphones a little bit, so they should sound a little bit less bassy, particularly the microphone right here, which was... I hate heavy bass in my microphone sound, I really do. And that's one of the reasons I like the old microphone we have, the old pile of shit. Because that one had a very high frequency curve, very crispy sounding. This doesn't have that feature. This doesn't have that crispy sound. So, according to Shure, it says that the curve is more flat. Yes, it is. It is more flat. It's the drama. When the drama is where these people go. Well, drama this. I got a USB cable rat's nest to sort through. Is that drama enough for you?
Oh, yeah!
I thought so. Yeah, but Sonny, why? Why were you told that? That's a good question. Why were you told that? I would always say, even if someone says you don't go somewhere, at least go and see if the reasons that they tell you are justified. That's a piece of advice for anybody. How many people get a horrible movie review and go, I'll go anyway. The review is probably full of excrement. If I like it, I'll like it. What does that mean? Okay, whatever. Because they don't like noodles. Well, that's a terrible reason. Noodles is invited to be part of the show, just as everyone else is. And I like Noodles. I think he's fun. I think it gives a different viewpoint to the show that makes it kind of interesting. He does, yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of sad. Smoke, I need a massage. What time are you coming over? Yeah. Someone told you not to come here. Yeah. I'm not surprised. A lot of people, because they don't like noodles. What Stoney said might be telling the truth. That there are people that say that Noodles is micromanaging this channel. No, I don't think so. I'll tell you why. He's on a big fat cat that sits on top of my computer and uninvariably knocks out my internet connection every time he comes up here. Rusty does that. He doesn't mean to be harmful, but he just does it. He sits on the top of the computer and he unplugs a USB cable that takes the whole computer down with a boom.
Oh, yeah!
Particularly on that one hub when it's using a micro USB 3.0 cable, which is basically so easy falls out. I swear to God, the designer of that cable gave no thought that you might have a cat. I wonder why they didn't think of that. Maybe that's why he has been gone. But the thing is, we need to get people to know that there's good things about the show that is different. Number one, we are not a drama channel.
Oh yeah!
I'm never going to focus on drama as a main part of my show.
Oh yeah!
But just like real life, drama sometimes comes involved.
Oh no!
Because life is unscripted.
Oh yeah!
And you never know what you're going to get one day to the next. He's been jealous of my computer. Who is Noodles? But you know what, guys? Noodles is not a Mac user. And I'll be honest, for him, since he likes his PC environment, he can get a computer just like this one on a PC market that costs even less money, gives twice the amount of hard drive storage, and 4 times the RAM for the same price. That is physically small enough to mount on the back of your monitor. That's not a bad compromise. Think about it. He can get his own tiny little pasta maker that's no bigger than a CD player. Yeah. You don't get the red corn reference. Neither do I, for that matter. I'm glad you're back anyway. I'm glad you came back, Stoney. We got a lot to cover today. Number one, for those of you who did not know, we were on Kick last night. We had over 12 people watching at one point, listening. And I want to say to those that came to Kick last night, thank you for being there. I really appreciate it. We played some Christmas music. We did some talking. It was a good show overall. And I thought it was a good program. I got one related question. What? When you move all those cables around later, is there a chance that the cables that are specifically plugged into the specific USB ports to give certain access to certain priorities might get accidentally swapped, causing some of the cameras to go offline? Yeah.
Oh yeah!
It's possible. But you just keep swapping the USB cables until you get them working. It's from the cartoon King of the Hill. John Redcorn was a guy banging Dale Gribbles with wife saying he was a massages for her migraines. Oh, okay. I think I know who that is. Now, okay. Now I get it. Well, anyway. So QE's open. And I can see that my closed captioning is working, so which means that the secondary microphone output is getting this audio signal, which is good. Soundboard is working, so the analog audio is coming in from the computer. So we know that's working. Thank God. So, we were talking last night also on the Kick Show about faith systems. Like I talked about a couple days ago here. And I want to make sure we have one thing clear for every one of you. I don't care what your religious organizations you believe in. Everybody has to find their own way to their own faith system. I'm confusing enough mess because I'm Roman Catholic Christo-Pagan. But there's one thing I will always hold very clear and close to my heart. The magisterium of the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. I did reverse Martin Luther because I was born and raised a Lutheran. But no, I did not have the disrespect to nail 33 complaints to the church door. I quietly talked to the pastor about it when I gave him my notice I'm leaving. And then in 1994, I finished my confirmation in the Roman Catholic Church through the Rites Christianization for Adults. And I've been an active Catholic for over 30 years. Okay, I got someone coming on the panel. It's Leo. Let's get her up here. Come on, cursor. Find me. There you go. And admit one. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Michelle.
So right now, at least the show's working. So what I'm going to do later on is that one stupid micro USB connector, I'm going to slather some adhesive on it so it won't come out, so the cat can't keep kicking it out of the computer every time. Out of the hub. I don't know why they made it that way, but they did. But anyway, how you doing?
Good.
That's good.
My body is really, really sore, but I'm good.
Yeah, well, your body will get used to it eventually.
I know, it takes about 2 weeks.
Yeah, about that.
I'm through the first one.
Yeah. So, this season the bedroom sleeping. The 30-pound super cat is in the bedroom sleeping, so that's why we're still on the internet right now. So anyway,
what is he trying to disconnect? Is there a cord he's like loving on, or?
There's a USB hub. I have another one of the same hub. I can show you what I'm talking about. Let me go get the other hub. I'll show you since I don't have to unplug it to show you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what a hub is.
I'll show you what it is.
Okay.
It's in the other bag of parts. Hold on. Because you're going to be using the same one for the Christmas tree.
Is your mouth hurt?
Let me show you the right bag. Let's go back. Oh. It's a pretty hub, but the manufacturer that designed it, I don't think ever realized that there are people that have cats. And let me switch over to the microphone again. Hold on a minute here. I'll show you what the problem is. I'll switch over to the camera so you see it better. Because this is a higher resolution camera. So give me a second now. God, this gets tangled even in the back. All right, let's get this cable here. Show you what I'm talking about here. What it is, it's a pretty nice hub. But you can see the plug is a USB 3.0 USB micro B connector. It's skinny, see? Skinny. So what happens is when you plug it in the hole, it doesn't stay always very well. It comes out really easy. So what I'm going to do, it probably will do the same thing I might do with this one is, I'm going to take some adhesive and I'm going to slather it around the connector on the top and side so it won't pull out easy. Because this, otherwise, when Rusty gets up in here, here's the connector, here's the fat body, whoop, just like that, unplugs it. and then nothing works. And then, of course, I got to come back in and plug it in, and then the computer's all dazed and confused, and it doesn't know what's going on. Kind of like me with my lousy hearing, doesn't always know what's going on either. So that's the reason I want to fix that, because that's what's going on with the cord. And now what am I going to do with this one? Well, originally we were going to use this to plug in all the USB Christmas lights in our tree, because we already have it, and it's got 7 ports, 7 outlets. But it turns out with all the Christmas lights I got, I really only need 2 ports instead of 7, so I'll probably just use the last 2 ports on the bottom. And you keep pressing the wrong buttons again. Oh, I know all about that. Too many buttons on here. So that's the reason we have to mainly fix that, was because that one cable. And I don't know why these people designed this thing to use this kind of connector, considering it looks like they could have put in a USB 3.0 Type B port, which is a
Oh, okay. It's a US for your USBs.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually looking for.
So it keeps getting unplugged.
They're called hubs.
And then the Mac gets all confused because it doesn't know where everything went. You know. And then the Mac starts getting all kind of upset about everything missing once it thought everything was working. So
what do you plug that one into the USB port on your computer?
Yeah, the blue cable plugs into the computer, and this controls pretty much all the camera, sound system. I used to have the keyboards plugged into it, but I swapped that out by plugging the USB keyboard and mouse straight into the side of the computer port so that they wouldn't have to worry about the plug coming loose. So that's, but you know, the funny thing with this hub is, for those of you who don't know this, there is no driver for the USB 3.0 port of this for the Mac. And so really, you can just use a standard micro USB cable, because you'll never use USB 3.0 unless this Chinese manufacturer decides to finally release a driver for the Apple specific computers. And none of my Macs with USB 3.0 ports can use the 3.0 section on it, just USB 2.0. I don't know why they chose such a weird driver, but they did. They chose a strange driver. Windows supposedly has it, but Apple doesn't. And leaving me in a bit of a consternation. Where am I going to plug this into? So I'm thinking if I glue that connector in place on that hub, I think that alone would help a lot for keeping the Catzilla from unplugging my internet connection and my computer connection constantly.
Catzilla. That's a better name for Rusty. Catzilla. Did you check out Stan's Man Cave show last night?
No, I didn't get a chance to last night, because after last night's show, I just went to go lay down. I don't remember
what it was, though, because
I got a little bit of tinnitus today. I don't know why. Some days I get it, some days I don't. But the earth hum is very noticeable. Earth hum is always noticeable. I don't know why. I always pick up the earth hum. It's like we're sitting in a big ship. A big diesel engine in the hold of the berth bowels of the ship, and I can feel the rumbles through my feet. I can hear the rumbles in my ears. It's like a soft diesel engine roar. It's not like really loud.
Does anybody know what happened to the wasn't our military ships being attacked?
No, I haven't heard anywhere about that.
Yeah, I haven't. I know something happened, but I don't remember know if anything else happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that our warships are in the Gulf protecting our support fleet. They're there to protect our aircraft carriers from the the bad guys of Hamas. And the other thing I will say right now is for a terrorist organization, you almost think that you think they're the they're the government of Palestine. They're not a government, people. Why do you treat them like a government?
They're horrible. They're horrible people.
Yes, they are.
You get idiots here
Red
brainwashed
says
defending them.
Houthi forces attacked their ships and commercial ships. That's why we have a warship there now. If not one, maybe more than one, providing protection for our fleet. I just don't know where these Hamas is getting all the kind of money. They're almost like the real world version of Dr. Evil. Where does he get all the money?
Through other bad guys who don't like America and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bad guys usually make the most money, right? The nice guys finish last. If you're willing to be corrupt and hurt people, you'll make all the money in the world.
It kind of sounds like YouTube drama channels.
Yeah, it's dramas. You know what it is, Michelle. A lot of people that they don't really have anything exciting in their life going on, so they watch the excitement on YouTube and they like the drama. Like I was saying last night, everybody stops and looks at the car crash. Everybody wants to know why their neighbors are screaming and yelling down the street. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But it's still, if you sit in it too long, then you become just like them. You become negative people.
Well, I think what's the whole situation that I find disturbing is that when you listen to some of these people, especially in America, you have Americans divided over this alone. You have anti-Palestinian, you have pro-Palestinian, you got anti-Israel, you have pro-Israel, you have people that don't care about either side of the forces, kind of shaking their heads going, why are these two sides arguing about this? Now, it's just games. I swear to God, it's just like they took YouTube and turned it IRL kind of level. But then Antifa and BLM have been doing that for quite a while here in the United States already.
Losers attract losers. All I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm too busy in my own life to worry about other people's drama, and I don't give a shit about it. You know what I mean, Michelle?
Yeah.
Like, I'm living my life. I'm doing my thing. I don't care about other people's problems and issues, and I don't want to hear about why they don't like somebody on YouTube. If you don't like them, then don't watch them.
I think it could be Iran. I think it could be Syria, because Palestinians are primarily from Syria. So, yeah, I think both could be getting financing from them. But I don't think it's a good solution to stick our nose in there. But we're there supporting Israel since we helped them become a country in 1945. We were the ones who sponsored Israel's adaptation in the United Nations as a country.
It's funny, right? How we fund everything and then they turn on us.
Yeah, well, Israel hasn't turned on us, but Israel,
No, but why? I don't understand why we're helping Israel at all. If they have the most powerful army and the most money, why are we even over there?
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't make sense.
I think it's kind of a continuation from the old days of the Cold War mentality, which is we don't want the bad guys to take Israel. Okay, I get that. But in the Yom Kippur attack in 1965, Israel invaded the Palestinian lands. And that was not with the United Nations permission either. I see the setup there, Red. I get it. They're just like the Ferengi We're trying to support both sides so we can make the most money out of the deal. Same thing with Ukraine. That's all I'm going to say about Ukraine. America keeps giving Zelensky all this money. But at the same time, we destabilize the rest of the European communities. And that's not good either. I don't know why the United States doesn't keep its mind and its fingers out of the world conflicts. We don't need to be involved all the time. So anyway, like I said, as far as the Catzilla and him and then knocking the plugs out of the computer, I think making that one repair might help. At least there'll be a little harder for him to yank the plugs out. But I do admit, it is kind of frustrating now. And I think you can understand that. It's like, ow! Lost another one to Catzilla. Great cat, but the problem is he doesn't realize that just like Garfield, he's big and takes a lot of space, and then he starts, stepping on things, and things get unplugged. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned the trolls. We know the kind of trolls you're talking about. We're not going to mention the names here. One of which is just quietly spurring on the other to do horrible things on YouTube. Never understood that. So what did you think of the music we played last night?
I liked it. It was Christmassy, but it was different.
Yeah. The first record I got so mad I originally threw against the couch, as it was so too much for me. The other two Christmas albums were a little more traditional, and then it finally came back, and I played the first one a little bit for you. But I think you can see how first one Asperger's may find that music a little bit too much to bear.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I didn't think it was that bad. Why is it so windy today, Michelle? Is this blowing in the snow?
Oh, that's because the weather is changing. You have a cold front that's coming in.
Oh no.
Yeah. We might Ohio Valley may see some snow this weekend. As maybe your parts of the country will see snow as well. Nothing heavy, I don't think. Well, here in the East Coast, at least for a little while, at least for this week, the weather will be fairly mild. Parts of the country could see temperatures in the southern tier up to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, people. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually El Nino, ramping up. The El Nino pattern is settling in. So by January, you're going to see a very strong El Nino.
Climate change?
Climate change, more like, climate change is kind of a generic term. It's not necessarily going to be climate warming. It's not necessarily going to be climate cooling. It's just a generic term being used to represent anything where the climate changes. So, how you doing, Sherry? Good morning to the show. I broke my tablet. Shopping now for either another tablet or a laptop. Sherry, I don't know what you do with your computer, but if I were you, maybe you should consider getting something that is meets your more specific needs. If his tablet meets your needs, get a tablet. If you thought the tablet was a little bit underpowered, then maybe you should get a laptop. Whichever one is affordable to you.
I used to have, the first tablet I ever owned was a Barnes & Noble's Nook, because I loved reading.
Right.
And that thing did everything for me. It was a great purchase. I think I paid like $300 for it, but it finally conked out after a few years.
Yeah. Well, the first tablet I had, and I remember, and I still think about it even to this day, we used to call it the Fabulous Phablet. And it was a tablet and a phone. Originally, Sherry Heaton bought it for herself. But then she accidentally broke the micro USB cord on it. And it had the ability to use external batteries. And I had the charger. So I would charge both batteries at the same time. I would have still had it even though it was running frozen yogurt. Android. And it was mediocre, to put it bluntly. It was just terrible. But it was my first one I ever had experience with, and I kind of liked it. I still kind of miss it. Even though by today's specs, it is woefully out of date. Definitely. If you get a tab or a full-size laptop, you can join us in Turtle WoW, Sherry. And I'm sure your son can help you play Turtle WoW. Just like Red found out, there's some places in Turtle WoW that were never
fully... She wants everybody on that Turtle WoW.
Why not? It's free. And you don't have to pay a monthly subscription for it. They accept donations if you choose to. And it's very popular. A lot of people like it. So, nothing wrong with that. And at least I can still play that on my 2009 Mac Pro in the bedroom. Yeah. He knows my needs, but he'll go big. Well, give him a big hug. He's your son anyway. Is it normal not to have defensive stance in Warrior and Turtle WoW? I don't know. I haven't played a Warrior in Turtle WoW. But I would
steer away from the Turtle WoW conversation because a lot of people who don't play it, it's going to make them lose interest.
Well, I'll just answer Red's question as best I understand. I don't know anything about playing a Warrior in Turtle WoW. But maybe you can ask the Turtle WoW Discord for some of the questions because they have a Discord just for those kind of questions. I haven't got to level 60 yet, Joe, on Classic WoW, on Blizzard, or Classic Realms of Discovery, which I'm starting to check out now, which is really interesting, but that's a subscription plan. That's a monthly subscription. But it's fun. I do like that.
Oh, wow, her son plays. Wow. He's a druid.
Yeah, so she's got an in-house trainer. How do you like that for convenience? Yes, if you go back to the Turtle WoW website, they mentioned that there's a Discord forums for discussion of Turtle WoW issues. So, show me one game that doesn't at least have a Discord somewhere. Just think a lot of YouTube channels now have Discords, including my own.
Oh, yeah!
And for those of you who have been wondering how you get to my Discord, you have to email me for a link. So, this is how you get to me. Here it is, yeah, I'm typing it right. Come check it out.
Check it out.
Please email me at Michele3@gmail.com for a link to our Discord, no longer public. maybe I should put it this way. No longer a publicly given link, but I had to keep it within 200 characters. And so, unfortunately...
What'd you have for breakfast, Michelle?
I haven't eaten yet.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
I'll usually eat after the show.
Yeah, I usually don't eat till like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah. I put some Christmassy artwork up in the non-porn artwork section for you guys to see on my Discord. And I also shared out the links to Facebook and Twitch. To Twitter or X, so you can look and see the artwork I created. Now, one thing that people don't realize, Michele is a disciplined priest. In Church of Light, she's not Roman Catholic. They allow priestesses to serve Mass. So you can see Michele serving Mass in the Church of the Light. Conversely, Michele Marie and Valenia are Roman Catholic. And they were taking communion, which was placed on the table. Which is not traditionally the way we do it today. But I guess in a way, in Silvermoon, it was easier to have it so that if the priest consecrates the body and blood of Christ, that people drink of the chalice and eat of the body and drink of the blood of the consecrated host. It's placed on the table. I mean, at least I've always been very clear that it's a male priest in the Silvermoon Roman Catholic Church. It is not the female priest. That's just the way we do it. Are you going to go to a Catholic Mass for Christmas time, Michelle, or no? Usually I try. You should. But if I'm going to have problems hearing the Mass again, I'm going to really be pretty disappointed. Take the phone translator next time, Michelle. Please. All right. So, the app didn't cost anything. It downloads to your phone. As long as you have access to your T-Mobile towers, you can get the translations, and transcriptions. Yeah. Did you go Christmas shopping yet? Didn't you say you're going to buy something for Krista for Christmas, or do something? I already bought her brand new turntable, and her brand new stylus came. Are you going to get her daughter anything? It is, Sherry. I've been to the Midnight Mass a few times. I gave the whole family a ton of records. I didn't have anything specifically for her daughter, but Wiggy did sending something for her daughter, and her husband and me. That's coming in the mail. Who's sending it? Wiggy. Oh, I didn't realize Wiggy sent gifts and stuff. Well, that's nice. Yeah, she is. In fact, I want to make sure we think clear. She thought that I didn't like her. And I asked her nicely, I said, when did I say on the show that I do not like you? I said, Wiggy, I do like you. I said nicely on the show that I don't know what's going on or what you guys have been doing. That does not mean I do not like you. And I said, so why would you think I don't like you? I have never, ever heard you say anything about not liking anybody other than just deserved people. Like, the only person I've ever heard you say that about is Yam Ranch. Yam Ranch. Right, exactly. I never said anything I didn't like Wiggy. I never said I did not like Paul. I never said I did not like Skynet. I mean, yeah, Paul and Skynet sometimes do things that are a little bit unfavorable, but that doesn't mean that I don't like them. You know. Well, I always looked at it as like they were like your children because you always were yelling at them to stop, behave. Yeah. The only thing I forgot to put on the screen was the counter so we could see where our channel is doing as far as viewers and Twitch kicking all the other guys. Let me put that up on the screen before I forget. Turn that on. Twitch links.
Oh, really? Damn, I didn't know that. Krista's little girl got some trains from Ed.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if she's got trains from Ed, but if she did, it would be interesting. I mean, but I might. Maybe I might have something in the storage bin. I'll have to look to see if we have anything like trains. I don't think we do. I know I got a train track, but they're so small. They're really too small for a 5-year-old. I wouldn't think. Maybe a very basic train set, like a larger Thomas the Tank train set or something.
Yeah, we used to have growing up. We used to have a train that went around our Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But I don't know whatever happened to it. Because my grandfather worked for the B&O Railroad. And he would always give us train stuff. And that was one of the gifts he gave my parents one year, was a train from the B&O Railroad. I don't know why I have a problem saying that.
Right. Was it a bigger train or a little train?
Yeah, it was medium size. It wasn't like super big, but it wasn't like a micro one. It was, back then I think they only really came in that larger size. And then we had the track, and it was fun putting it up every year. And I don't know what happened to it.
Did the tracks have 3 wheels on it or 2?
I can't remember.
Okay, because like Lionel trains by nature usually use 3 rails.
It might have been. It was a nice train set. I do remember that. But again, like you said, I don't know. I'm assuming something either it broke and my parents just threw it out, or my brothers took it and it got lost throughout the years.
Yeah.
I never got anything from my parents like that. We also had like these old fire extinguishers that were, back in the day for people on the railroad. They used them. I don't know what happened to those. And we had a whole bunch of stuff from the.
There was all kinds of different style fire extinguishers, including ones that were glass balls filled with fluid. They used to come down, like they would be held into a place by like a piece of metal that would melt, and then would just drop onto the fire. Those were. And then, of course, was the other kind, the soda water ones that you had to flip upside down to start the reaction, which would start sending water out the nozzle. I could not see how anybody could physically hold one of those things upside down like that, but they were a thing for a while. In the 70s in my school, we used to have them. Before we got to the more modern type of fire extinguishers.
There was an accident. I hear the police.
Where?
The fire. Here.
Oh, okay.
Our alarms went off. Either a fire. I think the town alarm goes off when there's a tornado, there's a fire, or there's an accident. And they do a certain type of code when they send off the alarm, so they know what type of emergency crew they need. So now the alarm went off, so now I hear all the police. So there was either an accident or a fire.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear a fire truck. There's a fire.
Well, I know that the green screen was having some slight problems. If you were wondering why there was those little dancing green pixels in the back, it's because the green screen was kind of hastily reset, and I didn't really get it set perfectly right. That's why I just kind of temporarily fixed it just now, so it's a little bit better. But the thing is, this Christmas is different, I think, than the year before. For some reason, it seems different in a positive way. For me, it seems like there's a positive change this year in Christmas.
I think it's going to be one of the last Christmases that will be good for people for a while. If you can say this one is good. Everybody's struggling this year.
I know. I understand that. Because this year's Biden really has turned Christmas into something that's him and his minions have turned this year into something that Ebenezer Scrooge would be proud of.
Yeah. This is interesting, Michelle. McDonald's is opening up their own coffee place. It's called Cosmics.
Yes, they are. They're creating these little restaurant environments called Cosmic. I don't know exactly how that's going to go for them. I don't really have an idea how that's going to work. To subdivide out and branch out, especially in the economy like it is right now. I hope it doesn't go up and, is a big giant lead balloon. And like you can see from Mythbusters, what happens when you try to make a balloon out of lead. Someone's going to be constantly walking around with sticky tape to fix all the rips and the tears in the lead. So I could just hope that they do manage to make it work. But it seems like just a strange time to try to introduce a new restaurant dining affair. Let's see. So my sister once went on vacation to Strasbourg. She brought back a train set and going to call her to see what they set up. Oh yeah, Strasbourg. That's a great place to go. That's a real working railroad. It's not just a museum. They really do freight deliveries by steam engines to their few customers that are on the line. So they are a full service short line railroad in Strasbourg, Pennsylvania. And almost all of the engines are steam powered. It's like a 3-mile section of train track. So it's kind of cool. The Strasbourg Railroad. Seeing a 1930 steam engine pulling 2010 modern freight intermodules, it's really funny to see that. It definitely reminds you of the little engine that could. Yeah, because the engine's dwarfed by the size of the boxcars that they're pulling. So for those people who love steam engines, and I do, you want to see real steam huffing and puffing, you'll see more and more railroads are pulling the steam engines out of retirement and putting them to work. Because in many ways they're more energy efficient than the diesels. And if the steam engine's already fired up for doing excursion runs, instead of just letting the fire die down and the steam engine get cold, they say, let's put it to work. Let's let it pull some freight. After all, it's all set to go.
What are you gonna do for Christmas? Are you doing a Christmas dinner anywhere? Do they have one going on by you, or?
I don't have any Christmas dinner places or plans. It's just gonna be me and the cat. Oh, here comes Noodles. Hold on, man, please. Let me get Noodles up on here. I need to work on the USB cable later on today because it just bothers me. How you doing, Noodles? Good morning.
Hey, Michelle, did you see the magic mushrooms that I found in the forest today?
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't.
So I'm walking through the forest, right? And there's this tree that fell over. There's a bunch of trees out there that fall over.
Yeah.
And I see this chicken wire or this chicken fencing, whatever the hell it is, over this piece of tree. And I go over there and I look and there's mushrooms underneath it.
Right.
I'm just saying I found an illegal grow in the woods, and I don't know if I should report it
Any
or
truffles?
not. I'm just wondering.
Because truffles are worth over $300 a pound if you can find truffles.
Yeah, I don't think they were truffles.
Oh. Because real truffles grow near trees. They usually used to have pigs and dogs would search them out because they get worth over $300 a pound.
Yeah, these definitely were truffles.
Okay, go on. So you found some mushrooms underneath some old chicken wire.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, do you think I should report it to the police?
No.
All right.
Why bother?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean,
I'm just
it's
worried if like if a kid gets a hold of them, and
the police are not the EPA. They're probably gonna do more damage trying to mess up the forest than it's worth. I mean, if you're worried about the downed trees being a safety hazard, that's a little
no,
different.
I'm worried about kids tripping balls on magic mushrooms in the woods
So
by accident.
I don't think too many kids are actually gonna do that.
I don't think mushrooms are that harmful, though. I mean, they might trip, but I don't think they can overdose. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I remember there's a lot of mushrooms that are actually poisonous. So that's what I would say. Unless you know anything about some mushrooms,
I thought
leave
those
them
mushrooms
alone.
were the ones that grew on
Leave them
cow
alone. If you
poop,
don't know
though.
anything what the mushrooms are, just
Yeah,
leave
you know
them
what I
alone.
think they did? I think they like put something there, and let them grow. Like it was just really weird. I took down the live stream, and I'm just worried like if I show it, like they're gonna strike the channel.
Yeah. I don't think they'll strike the channel.
I don't think you can show that.
You can show that. You just can't show just like that Logan Paul did, showing human bodies hanging in the suicide forest in Japan. That was just totally out of bad taste.
Oh yeah!
And then you laugh about it. Oh my God, that's even worse.
Oh yeah!
You're just showing what exists. That's completely different.
Yeah, maybe I'll clip it and I'll post it.
And like I said, just because the mushroom's in the forest doesn't mean it's non-toxic. Please be aware of that, guys. Unless you are a mushroom specialist, do not start grabbing mushrooms out of the forest floor. You might be the one last mistake you ever make. So anyway, Niels, you were kind of confused by yesterday's music show for some reason.
No, I was teasing Michelle. I was just, you know what, Michelle, I was fucking tired. I didn't have anything to do.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I fell asleep to it last night, Michelle. You and Silly and Getting Silly were on at the same time. It was just, going back and forth. I was really tired.
So you were having a bit of a heterodyne effect.
Yeah, I enjoy Michelle. I enjoy everything you do, But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm not down with the music and.
The music's good. The music was definitely different. I didn't get a chance to play too much of the Christian music because one of the records I was gonna feature, I couldn't find it in my collection. But I think the music last night we played was more than satisfactory for... Hold on, someone's knocking my door. Who the hell is it now? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Stuff.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do you have to pound so damn hard? No one's here. Oh, I stand.
I need you to go Barkhamsted.
When?
No, I'm just kidding. Here's your
Okay.
breakfast.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
I thought you were doing
I
some
got my
place or something.
dog Major here. I'm taking him for a
So
walk.
this is
The croissant with bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's plain, right?
Bacon, egg, and cheese croissant.
Right, plain. All right, thank you very much.
All right.
I thought you were the police or something.
No. I was pounding on the other door. I thought you were going to go to
Yeah,
that
I know. I used to come out this door because it's
All right.
closer to me.
Have a good
All
one.
right, thanks, Stan. Oh, yes, I got your records. I did get them, so...
Okay.
From Silvermoon Radio.
Well, that's Stan.
So I got those.
All right.
All right, thanks, Stan. Yeah.
Aw.
Stan got me some breakfast. One of which I'm gonna eat right now. It's a sauce, bacon, egg, and cheese croissant. I thought that was the Winston police. Ever since those few times they showed up, I tend to get a little bit nervous. That was Stan. He was knocking on the other door. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I thought you were the Winston police. I don't know. It was Stan.
Michelle, how many times have the Winston police come by in the past month?
Not recently.
The past 2 months.
I think the last time I saw them was when you were here.
So today I was live, and I think the cop showed up to Lolly. Somebody was saying, and I wish I could put something in the private chat.
My
Is
God,
there a private chat in here?
It smells like ketchup on this.
I think there is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
It's plain. Oh, it is plain? Yeah.
Yeah, chat with everyone, I think, is in-call message.
It's wow. That's
That
kind
would
of,
be you and Michelle, right? That's all I would say.
Yeah, that's just on the meat.
It's not a croissant though. It's croissants are round or C-shaped. This isn't C-shaped, but
She's worried about what Stan brought her.
well, it tastes like a croissant. It's a sausage, egg and cheese croissant. Looks more like a sausage, egg and cheese McMuffin. It's like it's a sausage, egg, cheese is melted cheese, bacon pieces. So I haven't seen the police
Don't
there in a
read
while,
that,
but-
Michelle. Don't read that. Do not read that.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah, they called me yesterday, not 2 days ago, and they're like, we just got to verify something because they're like, you can get us in trouble. And I told him, and he's like, this is what you got to do from now on. And he's like, they're involved, they're checking it out. So
okay. Okay, I don't know what you were talking about not to read, but don't worry about it. I scrolled off my screen already. So, 6 to 8 cups of cereal. I don't eat 6 to 8 cups of cereal. I usually get about... Well, I don't know. Speaking of that, sooner or later, I'm going to have to make a market order from the grocery store. Me and Libby were talking about that this morning. We need to consider getting ready to place a grocery order in for Christmas because we don't have. I still got a couple cans of soup left, and got a box of cereal left, got a little milk left, so I have to get some stuff done this week. So get some order in. So, as I said earlier, it's a sausage, egg and cheese croissant from Cumberland Farms. And a coffee. Oops.
That was nice. He drove all the way out just to give you that.
Yeah, it was nice that he came all the way out here to deliver it to me. Yeah.
Aw, that was nice.
Oh, the full bowl is like 2 cups. Wow, it depends what kind of cereal.
Want to go in the window? Here.
Rice Krispies definitely would fit a whole bowl. 3 cups. I just remember the cereal I eat is like the only meal a day, really.
So I was under the. You see what I put in there, Leo? I was under the assumption that you can report anything to anyone you want. Like if there was a crime, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
So according to them, you can't do that. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, how is that fucking possible? I was like, I thought I was doing the right thing by contacting whatever, and they're like, no, you have to do it. You have to do it like this because you're their victim.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to be honest with you, that slows down the process of any of this shit because, you should be able to reach out to whoever you want.
Right.
You know what I mean? If there's a crime, you should be able to reach out to whoever you want, but that's not the case.
Yeah, they want you to go through the proper channels, but again, like you said, it slows it down. It doesn't, it gets lost.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
You know what happens? They have to talk to each other. And all of a sudden, as soon as people start getting phone calls asking about this, that's when things get done for some reason. I don't want to be a jerk, but I told them that. I said, well, they're like, well, you have to follow up. I'm like, wait. If there's a crime, right?
Stoney, I like.
Why do I have to follow up on it? You should be contacting me.
Wait, actually, Stoney, I like grape nut cereal. I think it's pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's hard on your teeth.
Like
but
I have to do detective work now. You know what I mean? Fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They don't want to do their jobs.
Well, in some areas where they've been defunded, the cops don't have the money or the people to do their jobs anymore. Something the Democrats
because I did
want.
that, now this other entity is involved. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. I'm just reporting something.
Well, like I said, there's some things, like you asked me about the mushroom thing, I just leave it alone. Just don't worry about it. If people decide to start doing something stupid, like eating mushrooms, they don't know what that is. It's kind of almost as stupid as a 3-year-old that sticks things in their mouth without knowing, but at least the 3-year-old's got a valid excuse because they don't know. But if you're talking about a 20-something-year-old, then they should know better. That. So yeah, it was breakfast from Stan. It was good though. But the thing is that so I'm gonna have to make a market order soon for Aldi's. Get some milk. As far as the pizzas goes, well, they're cheaper. That's a plus. But this year, I've already bought so many different things for Christmas that I don't have bazillions of dollars laying around right now. I mean, I got 470 left in my checking account. But that doesn't mean...
don't do that. Don't tell people how much money.
Yeah.
I hate when you do that. It's nobody's business.
Yeah. Well, at least I get paid on the 22nd by YouTube this week, or this month. So that's going to help a lot. Yeah, Rice Krispies. I like Rice Krispies, but I like Cocoa Pebbles for some reason. I like Cocoa Pebbles. I never ate the Fruity Pebbles. I've always had the Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Puffs are miserable. Them and Captain Crunch. I don't like the texture of those things in my mouth. I don't even know why the Captain Crunch looks like little pillows. But they ain't pillows, trust me. They're like eating bags of set concrete. Yeah. So what are you doing right now, Noodles? Anything exciting?
Trying to buzz my head.
Just walking around, just doing weekend stuff.
Holy shit.
I'm trying to buzz my head, Michelle. I got a razor blade.
He's cutting his hair, Michelle.
Okay. Yeah, Frosties. They have those at the Aldi's. Yeah, that's one cereal that is unusual, but that seems to cross country lines as Frosties. The Aldi's brands. There's a few European brands that they brought to the U.S. But So Oldies is cheaper than Price Chopper. But I don't like to split my order between two stores. It's kind of a pain. I've done it, but I rather just buy from one shop instead of multiple shops. Okay, Rice Krispies Treat cereal. Oh, a Rice Krispies Treat cereal. Oh, that's what
I haven't seen that in years. Rice Krispie Treats. I did try it though because I love Rice Krispie Treats.
My mom used to make them when we were kids, fresh.
Yeah, my mom did too. That was one of the first things that we always had around Rice Krispie Treats.
Yeah.
And then she started buying the little molds. Did your mom ever do that? Buy the molds and Easter time make bunny Rice Krispie Treats or stuff like that?
Alpen? What's Alpen? Alpen? I never heard of that one.
Alpen. Well, she's from the UK.
I know that, so I'm asking to describe it. Maybe.
Yeah. I wonder if it's cereal. Alpen.
It sounds like some kind of a Swiss cereal, like the Swiss Alps. I'm not sure what that is. Could be a type of oatmeal, maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to decide what. Okay, so if you were going to make Christmas cookies, because now, Michelle, I have a whole bunch of people I can make Christmas cookies for. So now I'm trying to decide what ones I want to make. Which one, if you could pick a Christmas cookie, what would you want to see in your Christmas cookie basket?
I like sugar cookies. I like chocolate chip cookies. Those two are probably the best well-known. My mom used to make homemade chocolate and peanut butter squares. They're not cookies, but still they're good. And it's like wheat and fluffy currants. Currants? Okay, yeah, you guys like currants in the UK. I never had currants. There's a type of berry, isn't it? There's like a currant. It's like the type of a berry. Because, I mean, I've seen one guy, American, looking at UK foods, and the currant.
Oh, so you like macadamia with the white. I used to make those for Schmeckle. He liked.
Oh, yeah, macadamia nut cookies.
Macadamia. Yeah. Was it the macadamia? Yeah, no, he wanted coconut. What was it? Coconut chocolate chip and macadamia nut cookie. That's what he liked. It was a coconut macadamia and chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, macadamia nuts are nice. They're not like a real hard nut.
Oh.
But as far as a very common fruit called a currant in the UK, I've never seen too many people in the United States using a currant. I wonder if any of you food aficionados would ever try a currant cookie or something. I never had currant cookies. It's like a mini date. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, it's like a date.
Alarm is going off again.
Yeah.
Rice Krispies chocolate cakes? Oh,
I've heard of that.
I've never heard of that. My God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you get really high one night. What do you want?
Is that something you make yourself, or is that something you buy pre-made? Because I know you can buy pre-made Rice Krispies treats in the store. So I wonder if it's something that they pre-make or you make it yourself. Or it depends on the store.
Yeah, I don't even find...
I mean...
This decadent chocolate Rice Krispie crunch cake.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michelle, it looks so good. Damn, I wish my kid ate cake.
Is that something you buy, or is that something that you make yourself?
You can make it yourself, but she probably buys it.
Well,
it might be a treat for them over there, like a big dessert thingy that people like.
Homemade is 100% better. Yeah, probably is. Certainly, you gotta be able to make it the size you want. especially if you're going to be giving it to a large number of people at a Christmas party. Definitely making it.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's just making a chocolate cake, but then you add the chocolate Rice Krispies into it.
Oh, okay. It still sounds interesting.
That does sound good. And then you could add marshmallow to that. You could do your own things.
Yeah.
Jojo, you gave me some good ideas. Put weed butter in there. Yeah.
And definitely,
yeah.
And definitely try out those currants. I wonder what those would taste like. Because they're very popular in the UK, currants. If you want to try something a little bit out of the ordinary in the United States, you can find some currants. Or you can even try little dates if you want. Like she said, they're kind of like a mini date.
Yeah, dates are big in right now because it was like a Christmas fruit, right?
Right.
Sugar dates and sugar plums and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Good things with dates. That's how I think they sweetened stuff back in the day. They used dates because dates are very sweet, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think that's how they would sweeten things up. They used a lot of dates. Yeah, I know, Smoke. I gotta try to do it. I gotta try. My brother was learning how, and he's supposed to teach me. So now that his surgery is done, maybe things can get back to normal a little bit more.
Right. Your brother does a lot of cooking?
Well, when it pertains to weed and stuff, he doesn't know. He can't even do mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened, but
Me and Michelle and Noodles go on dates. Well, in this case, the date's a table for fruit. But yeah, it's still interesting now. There's a lot of UK things that they also seem to love a lot of lemon stuff too. They have some very interesting flavors in treats in the UK. Things that I don't think that would be very popular here in the United States. I can't think of any right now. But they seem to have a very interesting tastes in the UK.
Well, but I'm sure they think our tastes are interesting. Like, the UK still eats a lot cleaner than we do, right?
Yes, they do. They don't they don't get a lot of the pre-processed garbage like we do over there.
Yeah, because they're not as big as us, so they probably see a lot of how are you putting that stuff in your body? You don't even know what it is. Everything they eat over there, they know the ingredients.
I tried figs once. They really didn't appeal to me.
I love Fig Newtons. I love them.
I tried real figs, and I didn't really get for them. I tried them. They were I was very young when I tried figs. I was like, yeah. Now, maybe now as an adult, maybe I might like them better. I don't know. Maybe I could try getting some figs. The other problem is when you buy things that are prepackaged in the store, remember, guys, a lot of times it's synthetic. Store honey, for example. Most store honey is not real honey. It's mostly just a form of gelled sugar with just a little bit of honey flavoring to it. It's not the real pure stuff because the real honey costs a lot more money than what you're going to buy in the store.
It's at the house.
They don't waste.
I own the Harley. I wonder what's going on.
One thing about the UK, they believe in the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. And they will eat pretty much the entire animal. And
land of the sand people. Do they really? They eat the garbage parts of the. Sorry, Michelle. I was reading the chat and it just what Dab said.
Oh, I mean the Scottish eat haggis, which is sheep stomach, lungs, and a few other things in their haggis that you can't get here in the United States. You can't get sheep lungs in the United States. So American haggis lacks sheep lungs.
They sell chitlings in I think it's Save-A-Lot. It's a store here called Save-A-Lot.
Yeah.
And they sell them by the buckets.
Really?
I'm so like, if I ever have money, I might one day just buy them and try to do a recipe with them, but I don't know. That chitlings are pig intestines, right?
Yeah. Of course now, yes, now UK, of course, is starting to serve more processed foods like us.
Yeah.
But for a long time, and especially when they're part of the EU...
Americans are messed up in the head because of the food we eat.
The EU, for example, when they were part of the EU, was very clear. No GMOs, no high fructose corn syrup, for example. They would not allow the sale of HFCS in the UK. Now that they're independent of the EU, that may change. You might see more Americanized food over there. Be ready for your wastelands to explode.
Mad honey? I've never had mad honey.
Yeah, you got good meat because you guys have very specifically very tight meat controls in the UK, especially when you're under the EU. They were even more picky about the quality of the food that was being sold. Unlike America, where unfortunately a lot of these dietary programs are operated by agribusiness that have influence into American food decisions, which made America unzip, expand, and explode 5 pant sizes. Really.
Michelle, did you see that that woman that tried to burn down Martin Luther King's home, childhood home?
No.
Did you? She was a black woman.
Really? Why would she want to do that?
Two off-duty police, like, seen somebody at the house, and they were, like, paying attention, and they seen her pouring stuff on bushes, and they thought, oh, maybe she's just over there taking care of it, you know? Then they seen her pull out a lighter, and they stopped her. She was going to set the house on fire and blame it on white people.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the problem with this country right now. Gotta blame it on the white people. Excuse me. Do you know what? Here's the thing. Most people don't realize a lot of people, especially in the North, were actually in support of Martin Luther King. A lot of white people agreed that the Jim Crow laws and the stuff that were occurring in the Deep South was unacceptable. Even in Connecticut, a lot of the white people very much believed what Dr. King was trying to share and teach.
But, you know, I think it's because we put these martyr type labels on these men or even women. It's really the proper thing to do, right? If you're a Christian, love thy neighbor, support everybody. But if it's doing something illegal, then, you know, yeah, everybody should be, you know, judged and prosecuted and whatever. And unfortunately, a lot of the black communities are, you know, they're not coming out of that way of life. You know, I think it's more of a belief system than a race system. You know, start teaching your children to be more respectful and respect themselves and respect things and not to hate, and then they won't grow up doing it.
Let me give one piece of advice for the LGBTQ plus community. And you can thank Oil of Olay for this. Respect the skin you're in.
Yeah.
You're different. That's fine.
Everybody wants to be.
But everybody deserves a little respect, including your own body. You were created the way you were for a specific reason by God. Don't start tearing your body apart and doing stupid things to it, without keeping in mind that there may be a reason why you're built that way. And you should love yourself. And that means loving yourself is important. It's just as much as loving thy neighbor. But if you can't love yourself, how can you really seriously love your neighbor? Oh, yeah! So start by saying every morning, my ugly body, or my body that has infirmities, whatever, I'm with you for this trip. I respect you here. You are my vessel. Let's try to make today a good day.
Yeah. And so many people are mentally exhausted, Michelle. I think it's just easier to teeter over to that. My life sucks. Their life sucks. That negative.
Yeah. I've seen that for a long time.
Yeah, my parents, we grew up poorer than poor at some point, right? And what brought us through it, like love for each other and the fact that like we just appreciated everything we had, and be happy your brothers are all healthy and we're able to get you this. Don't be negative about the fact that, oh, you can't have that and then the world sucks. You know what I mean? That's how we were brought up.
I don't know why this world is so insistent of telling everybody that everybody's inferior. Because that's so demeaning. I mean, I know that I'm unique, like we talked about last night. I'm unique. My body's different. But there's a reason why I have a body like this. It's built for two. It's built for two.
Okay. Like a
4 hemispheres in one brain. Half of it's Lumi's, half of it's mine. My brain was built like that from the factory. Everybody's been taught lately, Leo, you know what I'm talking about. And I think some of it started back, especially with television. If you look at most of the TV shows, these people, I don't care how far back you go, you can see this all the way back. The sets of the houses are fancy, people live high life, they got nice furniture, nice cars. And while you look at your own real life, you see you're just driving an old 1980s, Ford K car or whatever, Chrysler K car, and barely runs, and you're living in an old building with a landlord who doesn't fix things up, or the kids got medical conditions, and it's like TV made everything life look so great once the reality kicks in. And then when people actually come to America and they see the reality of the way America lives, a lot of them are totally shocked. It's not like Tinseltown makes it look.
Yeah, no. It's not.
Because it's not.
A lot of us struggle.
Absolutely.
They look and they highlight all like the good, and that's what they see. They don't see the ghetto-ness. Now it's weird though, because America is putting that forward, right? With social media. That's where all the ghetto-ness is being showed. So now people get a better understanding of who Americans are.
So the sad truth is that the television shows that gives a view of America that is not necessarily the real view of the real American life household.
Even reality shows are fake.
Oh yeah, reality shows are definitely fake. I'm just talking about everyday TV shows like Bewitched, Three's Company, Annie Griffin.
I Do Smoke.
Yeah, they always make everything look in America like it's some beautiful, happy world. Leave It to Beaver, Three's Company, Magnum P.I., Simon and Simon. All these shows give a view about America that is not the reality of the way America really is. And so when people from overseas that have been watching American TV come over here to this country and see the real world for the first thing, they say, you guys should know better than what it was where I came from. Yeah, Roseanne, Grace Under Fire were the two shows that were a little more down to earth of the reality of what it is like to be in America. So look how many years it took for those shows to even come up on the air. From the 1950s through the 1980s, we were seeing shows where these guys were well-to-do with lots of money, having fancy houses. And then finally, Grace Under Fire and Roseanne was showing more of the real world, the stark reality of America.
Yeah, that's how my family was. We were like the Roseanne Barr show. That's why I love that show.
Right. That show was good. I like Grace Kelly on the Grace Under Fire. I think she was a little more...
I liked her too. I did too, Michelle.
I think she was a little more like me. A huskier woman, basically, dealing with the realities of trying to raise a family as a single mother. I could get that. I could wrap my head around that. I understood
you're
that.
A single mother. You take care of your cat. That's like your kid.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's obviously doing very well. He seems happy. He seems healthy, and he's lived a long time. So you're a good mother. You're a good cat mom.
Well, Grace Kelly may have been more of a liberal, but you know what? I don't think she was a bad liberal. I think she was kind of in the middle. Maybe a little more
really
left-leaning, but she really wasn't a bad person. I liked her. I liked the way her character. I know that the reason why the show ended had to do with the fact that she relapsed back into the drug scene again. That's why the show ended. It wasn't because it didn't have the ratings. The ratings were great. But ABC didn't want to be part of supporting an actress that got back in the drug habit. That's unfortunately ABC. That is the reality of what happens in the real world.
Was there smoke? Well, she's a sellout, right? She's an actress. I liked her show, though. I liked how it sent the message of because her ex-husband was very abusive when he was a drinker, and he did change his life, and she still accepted him, and he became a good father. I love that message about that show. But her comedy and her sarcasm and stuff, I love that.
I absolutely think Grace. I thought Grace Under Fire was definitely much more approachable. I think that the situations in Grace Under Fire, and yes, even Roseanne, the issues that they addressed were much more approachable by the average American person. And that's the reason why shows like that were very special. Because they gave a little more an honest insight into the human American family. Something that people from overseas that watch the reruns, they can't get that in other shows. Until they come over here and then they see the shows like Roseanne and Grace Under Fire, which more realistically what was really happening. The same was kind of true with Archie Bunker. Norman Lear, when he created Archie Bunker, Archie Bunker was it was an older series, but I can understand the Archie Bunker mentality. It was from a man who basically was, very, very opinionated. I understood that.
When you say whack smoke, do you mean like confusing and a little like you think back and like what the hell was that show really about? Is that what you mean by whack? I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Born and raised on the playground where I used to spend most of my days chilling out, relaxing.
I never saw Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so I can't speak of that.
I loved it. That's when Will Smith was cool. Now he's like some sissified b-boy. You know what I mean?
Full House. I have seen Full House. Let me tell you, Full House is not anything of where your typical American family is at all. Again, it's a carryover from the Leave It to Beavers, from the 1960s, early 70s sitcoms. It didn't resonate with the average American. Conversely, another TV show that was very popular in the 70s was Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Okay, Smoke.
Stuff they did on Sanford and Son you could never do today on television. What about Chico and the Man? Oh, absolutely. Chico and the Man, too.
Oh my God, what do you want?
But that's the way that these sponsors of these shows were doing it, guys. Trying to tell people that they can live this unattainable lifestyle. Here's the reality. You try to achieve anything like you see on The Cosby Show or in Full House or some of the other shows. The only one who's going to be happy dreams with you is going to be your credit card company.
Does anyone else do Discord on their phone?
Else do a Discord on my phone? Yeah, I do Discord on my phone. I don't like the new layout they did. It changed it enough that...
Okay, yeah, I don't like it either.
What was wrong leaving it like it was? I knew everything was. Now they changed it. Now they have... Before, we used to just get the desktop still has it. You can still go to the side and your private messages and stuff are on the top, and then below would be your groups. Now they have a separate area for messages, DMs versus your groups you follow. I don't like that look.
What does it even mean, Smoke? On your bone?
Guys, our phones already got tight enough real estate. Please stop messing up what works. At least when I say someone where you can find the DMs on your phone, it used to be pretty simple. Look at the very top. There would be your DMs in the subcategory. Now you got this whole separate area for DMs. Who comes up with these ideas? It doesn't make any things easier.
How do you get to see in, you used to be able to swipe, I guess would be the right word, to the left, and you would see who was all active in the group.
I don't know. I
don't know how to do that. Every time I do it, it goes to the message. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you still do once you go into the group you're in. Maybe that still works that way.
I don't know. I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like the fact that I don't know how to do certain things on it anymore.
I think someone needs to send that Discord some feedback that's better eloquently speaker than me and say, what is this?
I don't even think they warned anybody.
No. They didn't warn anybody. Of course, ever since they started promoting Nitro. Nitro this, back about 2 years ago.
Oh my God, Smoke. Are you high? What's going on there? Get off the drugs, dude.
No, they're really getting heavily into the microtransactions thing. Which, Discord, let me explain one thing to you. Some of the stuff I could see paying a little extra for, but I'm sorry. $19.99 for 5 on-site emojis for a channel? Are you serious? You're just getting just as expensive as YouTube when they got mad at ad blockers and telling us that they want to pay us $19 a month just to get away without having to watch advertising. Bring the prices down to maybe about $5 a month, and maybe I might consider it. Same with YouTube.
I laughed, Smoke.
That was the daughter.
He was gone.
Played by Christina Applegate.
Wait, what kid? They had a kid and married with children?
They had a daughter. That was played Christina Applegate, and they had a son named Bud.
Yeah, they had the daughter and the son, but...
Right. There was the only 2 kids in the whole series.
There, right? I thought they were always there.
Yeah, Jeffersons are good. Yeah, I like the Jeffersons. But again... reality kicks in the seat of pants. You realize that most people couldn't afford the kind of apartment, the deluxe apartment in the sky. They just did not have the kind of money to pay for that kind of stuff in downtown Manhattan.
Yeah, I think people mistake sitcoms and falsenesses on the television as actual reality. People are dumb nowadays.
Especially from people from overseas. They come into America as visit. They never seen America.
Well, no, I wouldn't call them dumb. I would call them uninformed. Yeah, we're feeding them hype about what our country actually is, and they're believing it. They're buying it. Unfortunately.
Stanson, Phil Principal Store says present day has not been so kind with her health issues. Are you talking about Christina Applegate? Or are you talking about another actress? My friend said you want to have a threesome with... No. 7 was the adopted kid for one season. The following season, to wake up from the dream, 7 was real.
The kid's name was 7?
7. I guess. No, that was me, Jasmine. How you doing? Okay. The little kid's name was 7. Peggy's family abandoned him with the Bundys. What does that mean? Abandoned or mean adopted? Peggy's Winker had...
They're talking about that show Married with Children.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's been a long time since I watched that show.
Christina Applegate was extremely intelligent. She was a very, very articulate young actress. She said, it's true, I have to play a teenager that's kind of stupid. But she said, in reality, I'm a very educated person. I am very much avid into reading books. And she said this about 20 years ago. She said that it's just too bad that the character I play is supposed to be this ignorant, stupid blonde, but I actually enjoy keeping up with the news and things. So I don't know what happened to her health. She's what? She'd be like, what? In her 50s now, isn't she?
Who, Peggy Bundy? Or no, Christina Applegate?
Christina Applegate is what you're talking about.
I think she's doing good. She had the breast cancer.
Oh, okay.
And then I think she had a double mastectomy actually.
Really? That sucks.
Oh no, she's not doing good. She's got multiple sclerosis.
Oh.
What?
Same thing that Craig's wife's got, along with dementia.
MS itself is rarely fatal.
Just like
for people with MS is around 5
seems
to
like
10
a lot of
years
it. Right now I got my cables all twisted here. Let me fix this real quick here.
That poor woman. She did have breast cancer too, so now she has MS. Wow.
So my first question is all these actresses and actors that have suffered all these different illnesses, how are they managing today? We don't hear about everybody. I mean, we all know.
Michelle, I seen this like European model, and she was pretty famous over here. She was a beautiful woman.
Right.
They called her fierce, right? When she did all these modeling, shows. She got hooked on drugs. Now she lives on the street, and she's cruel to her little dog, and she looks like a skeleton, and she doesn't walk right.
Who's this now?
That's that model. She was like a real famous model.
Oh, really?
Woman. She got addicted to some type of drug, and now she's living on the streets, and she's not doing good.
Yeah,
that's sad.
That's kind of weird, honestly.
Wow,
how some people seriously...
She was probably used and abused, like most models are. That's a lot of models. That's how they get their gigs.
Right.
In the main world. I'm not talking about like, you're just starting off or you're doing things, but like those big time models, they do a lot of ass kissing.
they have. It's really hard to be a model at all, considering the fact is that you're dealing with, these people that have to deal with crazy hours, demanding directors, producers, magazine, companies that want to promote certain products, tight deadlines.
Let me see if I can find it, JoJo.
Yeah. Ask if they can keep. Okay, it's interesting. Crocodile. Yeah, that stuff is nasty. I would never want to mess around with that shit. That stuff's like pumping gasoline into your veins. That's how bad it is. It causes the severe destruction of skin around the injection site. It's really toxic. It's almost looks like something like Ed had on his legs. But Ed didn't have it from taking that, though.
There's another one, apparently. Her name is Lonnie Wilson. She lives on the street. She doesn't look as bad as the other one, though, but she doesn't look that great either. Her name was like Kyrie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an area of exploitation. Legalized exploitation.
Did I share that in Discord? Maybe I shared it in Discord.
I know a local person that was a model that used to live downstairs. They
said my daughter was beautiful and we should have put her in like modeling and stuff.
She had retired from the industry and then she got all these other health ailments, including cancer, and unfortunately she was terminally ill with cancer. And then when she was coming home through East Hartland, Connecticut, her car got T-boned and she died instantly in the car. But she was supposed to meet with the Grim Reaper already, so I guess he said, "It's showtime. I decided to make it a little earlier this time. You're coming with me."
What I've been watching lately is midgets dancing and boxing. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever see them, Michelle? It's great.
Midgets boxing?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Boxing. There's one guy, I think only thing was wrong with, I think his legs just never grew because his arms are normal size, his head and his torso's normal. His legs are just super short. So he's fighting this other little guy, midget, I don't know, dwarf, whatever he wants to be called. And he's more proportioned like a dwarf. So this guy is like just knocking him out with one swing because he's got the swing of an average sized person.
You do realize how old Dolly Parton is, right? She's not like young.
80s.
Yeah, she's in her 90s, actually. Early 90s.
I thought I might have put it in here. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Her name was like Kyra. She looks really bad, JoJo. Like she's on some type of weird drug because her body shakes when she walks. How would I find that?
Could be.
Maybe if I
tremors from that or from some other medical condition. Who knows?
Yeah, but she was being mean to her dog too. I don't know. It was so sad.
Yeah. Some people shouldn't have pets, especially if they can't take care of themselves. Maybe for her, a robot dog would be good. If she gets sick of the dog, she can always take the batteries out.
I see the most horrible things what people do to animals, what people do to children, and I think just shoot them in the head. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Anybody who would hurt somebody lesser, like weaker than them, there's something wrong with those people.
Yeah, we see them on YouTube all the time now.
Yeah, I don't like them. I hate them.
I know you do.
I don't like
do too.
They gang up on weak people and then they feel superior. There's something wrong with those people.
Yeah, I bet there is. I bet a lot of the people that are doing that on YouTube, there are problems with them. So, of course, it reflects in the real world, unfortunately. And
they're the reason there's a problem in our world. You don't pick on the weak. Losers. That's the definition of a loser right there.
Yeah.
Pick on the weak.
That's a definition of a cretin. Oh, she's 71. Okay, so she's younger than I thought. But still, for 71, she still got it.
Oh, here she is.
She's 71.
I found it. Carol Cara Delevingne. Here, I'll share the link.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about another person that I follow this person a lot, Carmen Miranda. Do you realize that when she was a superstar doing movies for Fox, that her shooting schedule was so bad that she had burnout? They were popping her up with uppers and pills to keep her going. And then when that wasn't bad enough, she married a director, which turned out to be a totally unnice guy. And then the sad fact is she was pregnant with her firstborn, and she collapsed and she died the next day at home before she even had a chance to have her first child.
Who was this?
Carmen Miranda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she died in 1954.
I don't know that much about Carmen Miranda. Let's see, Carmen.
I mean, it's just an example of the same thing would happen to a lot of people.
Oh, she was very pretty.
Yeah.
Was she Hispanic? Is that why her name was
Brazilian?
Brazilian. Okay.
Originally, she was born in Portugal.
Excuse my ignorance, but I know nothing of the other of the world.
You want to talk about a very famous...
She did the song Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Right, that song is one of my favorites. That and Yeah, I like you very much. I like that song too. And of course, Rollabola and When I Love. I like that song too. But the thing is, there's another very famous singer of Latina. Everybody knows her. She's in the 80s, which is Gloria Estefan. Cuba. And just like Carmen Miranda, she was a superstar until she had an accident on a bus that damaged her back. I don't know if Gloria Estefan is still doing any kind of performance at all. But just like Carmen Miranda, she loved to dance. And I don't know, if you have back injuries and I have hip injuries, I guess we can understand this. That's a major setback in your life, and your whole life involved doing dancing. All of a sudden find out you can't dance anymore. I wonder if Gloria Estefan actually knows Carmen Miranda's history. I think she does. The truth of the matter is that both suffered because of various things in their lives. Makes you think.
Well, a lot of people go through things, Michelle. The only reason we know about their issues is because they're more publicized, being that they're celebrities or
absolutely.
Singers or whatever, But everybody goes through something, right?
I've been watching this little prairie dog named Puppy. What's that? Jasmine Star. I know a Jasmine Star. That's not the same person, but anyway, she says, Sherry, no baking plans. Gotta do some seafood on Christmas Eve and some prime rib on Christmas. How about you? Any plans? That's interesting. The dog goes, wee-hoo for greeting. By the way, there was a very famous tarot reader named Yasmin Star. YASMINE space STAR. So when I saw the name Jasmine Star, I thought of Yasmin Star. It's kind of interesting if the actual Yasmin Star actually showed up on my channel. I think that would be a real trip. I think her and Controller J would be absolutely bomb to have come up on this channel.
Have they ever collaborated? Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen the two ever collaborate on tarot together now that Controller J is no longer doing tarot. She's doing the Daily Bread series.
Yeah.
That I think was some of the stuff that she's pointed out in the Daily Bread have been very informative, and especially when she describes about the people that have caused you harm and now they have met their match. I think I followed that up on my channel, or if it might be in the side chat, it might be in the tarot readings. I just didn't know where else to put her. That's very interesting way she approaches things. Yeah. Jasmine says, "Nice Sherry. I hope I might do an oyster stew instead of a lunch, bunch of seafood. Not into it anymore." I met another person that the name sounds familiar on my phone. It was a wrong number. Well, it was a different lady, and from Los Angeles, and she was looking for somebody else. And I said to her, "You got the wrong number." In text message, and so we talked. We started talking. I talked about my YouTube channel, what I do. I gave her a link to the channel. I don't know if she actually subscribed or not, but she runs a woman, a mother and child's clothing store in Los Angeles. And I think it'd be interesting if she actually does come by and visit the show sometime. Freddie Starr was a funny comedian. I don't think I know who that is. Mazzy Star was a singer. Yeah. And so apparently there's another singer too, which you may not know, but she's got a slightly different spelling of her last name. K-Star. K-A-Y space S-T-A-R-R. K-Star ain't misbehaving. I got that record, by the way, from the 50s. You know, sometimes it's interesting when you got all these old records. You find people you never heard of before, and you go, and you put them on the turntable, and you go, huh, these tunes are actually pretty cool. You know. That's one thing you can see about record collections is records, like I said once before, transcends generations. You can go back, listen to, the first LPs came out in 1945 with the production of Columbia House's 12-inch 33 1/3 albums, which replaced the whole package of 78s.
I love prairie dogs, Sherry. They're so cute.
Yeah, they are.
I thought about getting one too for me and my kid after my cats die, because they're like giant gerbils.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, Michelle, I'm gonna jump off. I've been on it for a couple
hours.
Yes,
Carmen Miranda died in the 50s. She was married to a really, really abusive director. She was in her 40s when she was going to have her first child. Unfortunately, she died of complications of her pregnancy on one last show she did the day before in California. And so she never had a chance to have her first child. That was a hard life, too, considering the fact, just like today, I mean, they rarely wear you down out there in California, in the theatrical world. They use you up, and then they spit you out, and they grind you up. Kind of like YouTube, in a way. That's one of the reasons why YouTube, I get so burned out so easy. That's why reasons why, it's funny, me and Carmen Miranda talk to each other all the time. She told me, you gotta back away from a bit, Michelle. You're burning yourself out. You can't keep streaming 3 shows a day, 2 shows a day, and then not have any time for yourselves. You're doing just as bad as it was for me when I was working with 20th Century Fox. You can't keep doing that. At least, unlike me, at least you have the ability to say to your director, no, because you're the director. So you have the ability to say, no, I'm taking a break. Yes, there is a documentary on Carmen Miranda, and it is... BBC did one, and it's really very fascinating. born February 9th, 1909 in Portugal. The young lady is the younger of she has an older sister and brothers. Her family moved to Portugal. She was one of the last ones to immigrate from Portugal to Rio de Janeiro with her family. There's an immigrant story for you. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why, like I said, I still talk because I have an ability to talk to people from the other side. She has not chosen to reincarnate again on Earth because she doesn't think she could handle it again on Earth. And so I talked to Carmen Miranda. I said, you want me to go with me to Silvermoon? She said, it can't be any worse than what you guys are seeing down there now. I said, no, I don't think so. It'll definitely be a new, unique experience for both of us. She said, yeah. Or it's like she say, see, let's go. Now. Now, as far as Sherry Jackson goes, I got a DM you. I got a couple questions to ask you, but left me hanging on a couple things, which we still need to finish. One of the things I'm trying to do is take some of the information that I ask you about, is to verify if everything I'm learning is true, or if some of it's just wishful thinking. That's why I'm asking you the questions I do. It's not just because I'm trying to be, take up your time. For example, in this day and age, it is so easy to be duped by people that are not in your best interest, even in the spiritual realm. And so when you hear people say, if it's too good, it probably is. But I mean, at the same time, it's not like I could go over to the Better Business Bureau and say, hey, can you confirm that I'm really talking to Carmen Miranda or somebody else? Or is it really Silvermoon going to be that great? Was any brochures on it? Because there isn't any. So how are you supposed to find out? Katroya J does general readings. She doesn't necessarily do specific ones. I suppose Katroya J could do specific ones. But Katroya J doesn't know me. Not to the level that Sherry Jackson knows me. I think Katroya J would probably have a hard time understanding how Lumi ties into the whole thing. Bet you would. I will ask tonight, says Sherry Jackson. Please do. Because that's the reason I ask you the questions I do. It's not because I want to waste your time. I know you got business, you got things to do, family to take care of, Christmas preparations to do. I get it. Because I know that I do know this. Not only from what you told me, which confirms some of this. So let me tell you what I can tell you for the audience. Number one, where I'm going after this life is finished is a much, much more pleasant environment than this. And that's something I can really say I'm looking forward to. But I have to finish my time on this earth. There's a famous country song where a loved one, based on a letter he wrote to his loved one, or when she was younger, she said, I'll be with you when my chores are through. Wait for me. I guess the story was that they were going to elope. And then, after being married for many, many years, thinking about his now wife, and saying, I'll be with you after she died when my tours are through. Please for me. And the reason I get tear up about it is because that is the hardest thing when you lose a loved one, is having to realize that you still have to finish your chores before we can join them on the other side. And yet we soldier on and we'll keep going. Because we know if we do something rash or irresponsible, then we have to come back again and try to get it right and then that just delays the inevitable of being with a loved one. And so, in my case, I made a commitment, which I'm still carrying through every day. I'm going to finish this life, and I'm going to get an honorable discharge. I'm going to finish my soul contract. I don't know how long it's going to take. But until that time, I'm here, and I'm going to finish my life with humility and dignity, and I'm going to serve for the life of my contract. So be to God. So be to God.
Oh, yeah!
So, anyway, so that's the reason why I wanted to know the answers. I'm looking forward to the future. Just as so many Christians are looking forward to the second coming of Christ. Of course you're waiting for the second coming of Christ. Because the current situation in the world has gotten out of control. I'll just tell you. You know, it's just like from the movie Fiddler on the Roof when the guy says, Rabbi, wouldn't it be nice if the Lord came now? And the rabbi said, my son will just have to wait for the Lord somewhere else. We're going to finish our time on this earth. But don't ever get disheartened, because you know why? Good news is, God knows you need His help. He's not out there to make you hurt or suffer or cry. No, I'm not worrying. I was just tearing about that one, mention about that one song, lyrics of that one song. But I think is the important thing is what the song talks about is true. We all know that there's good things coming in our lives. And we know that sometimes it's so easy to get impatient and want to go there right away. Kind of reminds me of that spoiled brother from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, right? I want it now! I want it now! I don't want to wait! I want it now! I'm kind of more like Charlie. Accepting things as they come to me. Even though the little rut and spoiled brat in me is still screaming she wants it immediately. I get it. I get it. Well, guys, the good news is I have to fix this USB thing. I'm going to definitely see about putting some of the adhesive on that connector. What's the worst that could happen? You mess up the hub. That's okay. I got a spare one. Yeah, you do got a spare. Yeah, absolutely. So for everybody, I want to say thank you for coming, and don't forget Silvermoon Radio tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the Kick. Please come. I really do look forward to having you guys come to Silvermoon Radio. Please don't forget that. It's the one show that I really look forward to doing every weekend at night. And I think we should definitely enjoy the show, because I got 2 new records to play for you for Sunday for Silvermoon Radio. We got some Led Zeppelin, and we have some, what's the other one? Oh, I forgot. We got 2 brand new albums from Stan to play tomorrow. One's a double album. How good's that? You're going to get lots of music for Silvermoon Radio AM 1610 on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Come join the fun. I'll see you there. Until then, bye-bye, guys. Oh, yes, Fred, I will probably overrun the Total Wow in a little while. I got to see if I can fix that connector so Rusty doesn't keep kicking it out of the damn computer. I'll take care of that, and then I'll come over and check out things. For now, you guys stay out of trouble. Have an excellent day. Be excellent to one another. And promise me to keep your heart clean. You can live a humble life and do the best you can. That's all God ever asks you to do. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.